The Tennessee State Capitol building is quite a sight to behold. Located on the highest summit in Nashville, it is one of the most highly regarded Greek Revival-style buildings in the nation. The ghosts of this building are directly linked to the history of the structure. So, let us start from the beginning.
In 1806, Nashville was chartered as a city and was selected as the permanent capital of Tennessee on October 7, 1843. Early on, the legislature met in a small house in town, but it quickly became obvious that a permanent structure was needed.
Land was purchased at a place called Cedar Knob, and an architect named William Strickland was hired in 1845.
William Strickland was a well-respected architect from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who had worked on several structures of note, including the United States Capitol building as an apprentice to Benjamin Latrobe. Strickland moved to Nashville fully expecting his stay to be a brief one, but construction actually took more than 9 years to complete. As a matter of fact, Strickland died before he could even see it finished. It is a shame, too, because the Tennessee Capitol building is considered to be the masterpiece of Strickland's entire career. Costing almost $900,000, it was one of the most magnificent public buildings of its time, anywhere in the United States.
The extended length of construction time was not necessarily caused by Strickland's design. Production was often delayed due to a shortage of funds and because of the fact that Strickland had to deal with another man named Samuel Morgan. Appointed by the Capitol Commission, Morgan was to oversee Strickland's work and to make sure he came in under budget. Unfortunately, the two men hated each other and could never agree on anything. They argued about everything: building materials, cost of labor, color schemes, designs, any detail that would piss each other off. Morgan made Strickland's very existence hell. On many occasions, their bickering got so loud and out of control on the construction site that several laborers reported a complete shutdown of productivity.
In 1854, William Strickland died. His work, unfortunately, was far from complete. In his memory, the state of Tennessee bestowed upon him a rare honor. They voted to construct a vault inside the walls of the north portico where they would entomb Strickland's body. Now, I mentioned that this was a rare honor, but not an exclusive one. You see, there was one other man who was given the same honor. His name was Samuel Morgan. In the end, these two men who hated to be near each other in life were doomed to spend eternity together in death by sharing the same burial space forever.
Many Nashvillians believe that Strickland and Morgan have never stopped arguing.
You know, I've been in a lot of big cities and stuff before, and you know, it's kind of the same thing. You always hear people talking, yelling and stuff. It's, you know, you get that when you get a whole bunch of people crammed into one location. But every night I would hear these two guys just screaming and yelling at each other, and I went, okay, well, somebody's drunk, you know, whatever. But the voices were different. They were a little otherworldly, and you could hear them. I mean, it had this sort of tone and echo to it. And sure enough, you could look all around the area, around the Capitol building, and there's nobody to be found.
Reports like this are common. The Nashville Metro Police records are loaded with public disturbance calls that center around the Capitol building at night. Many investigating officers have noted hearing men involved in a heated argument, yelling and cursing one another around the north foundation of the building. But every time, the officers were baffled to find no one on the scene.
There's always police that are called up to this area because they think people are fighting. I hear that it's kind of a joke that they like to pull on some of the rookies, that they'll get calls that, you know, there's a disturbance around the Capitol building, so they'll send the rookies up on this wild goose chase. And I remember a policeman telling me that there was a rookie that came back and he was just completely confused. He couldn't figure out, you know, what was going on. There was nobody to be found there. And finally the chief gave in and they said, oh no, that's just the two guys up there that built the Capitol building, and they've been arguing on that hill for years.
Is it a coincidence that the north entrance is also where Strickland and Morgan are entombed?